Good morning, buddy. My name is Rodney Carroll, and I just want to share this. I thank God for the two brothers here, Eric, Evan, and Sean here. I wanted to appreciate y'all when I came to this here. Well, anyway, I'm going to go back to where I started doing my thing. And, I just want to thank God for allowing me to share this with you guys years ago. Okay? I used to be out in the street, partying, doing my thing. Drugs was my number one dinner and stuff, and I couldn't stop. God blessed me with a good job. Just try to get myself together. And so I tried. But more people came in, like, hey, come on, and stuff, And plus, I was raised in a church family. That hurts. You raised in a church family, but you go out here and do what what God don't want you to do. But I was out there trying my best just to try to come back. And anytime I tried to come back, somebody pulled me back out there, And I tried. But I thank God because He gave me a good job. I had worked at the United States Postal Service for about 26 years now, and stuff, and it was just rough for me, and I just thank God because when I really got myself to the low down and just want to say, I just want to stop. I just want to stop this. I just, a little package wasn't nothing for me and stuff. When you ain't have somebody come and say, here. Like, where this come from? I don't have no money. I don't want to do this. Here, a free bag or free, it was a much and stuff, a free thing and stuff, And I said, Lord, I want to stop, and stuff. I came to the conclusion, I want to get back with you. I want to, do my time with the Lord. And eventually he came back, and gave me the opportunity to come back and use me and stuff. I'm like, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Because I'm going to tell y'all this. Okay, y'all going to be shocked. All right? That was probably about 20 years ago. 10 to 15 years ago when all this was happening with me and stuff, And I had got married. I had 3 kids. Now I'm going to tell you, when I was doing all that running around, this could have been me back then in my early 30s. I had 3 kids, all of them in college. One came out of college and stuff. And I'm like, wow. And I thank God because He blessed me. I am, 59-year-old now. God bless me. And I look and see all the things what I did and stuff like that. And I said, whoa. And just to serve the Lord, I know it's rough. Trust me. I've been there. I told my kids, I told people, it's rough to be out there. Especially today. You can't see me going in no bar to ask for a change because I'm not going. Because you never know what's going to happen there. And you be like, I thought he was a Christian. I thought, you know what I'm saying? But God gave me an opportunity to be here and share my testimony with y'all guys because you know what? God don't make mistakes, we do. And so I say, we the one that makes mistakes. And if God didn't really love me, I wouldn't be here right now telling everybody about the story, what God did for me. What He did for me, He could do for you, and you, He could do for everybody. Just learn how to listen and just learn how to obey Him. Like, whoa, this not happening. Like me and the sister was talking. I had to dream about something and stuff. And sure enough, she came and just talked to me about, I like that. I was just dreaming about that. And it's just amazing how God do. And back all the times I was thinking when I was doing all my stuff, and like, wow, God had something planned for me way back then. Way back then, it took me 59 years to, like, wow. It's a lot. The enemy's out here, he want us messed up, but you know what? I thank God that he brought me through what I've been through. And I know everybody that was out there, I know it's tough. I know it's rough and stuff. But we can all look to Jesus. Look to him and let's say, Lord, please, let's just pray every day and ask the Lord, I give up. I give up. I'm not going I can't jump. I'm scared of heights. I'm not going to jump in front of the train. I'm not that stupid. I can't, okay, and I could swim. So hey, I give up, Lord. It's up to, what I'm going to do.
I'm not going to be so emotional. I'm going to try not to be. So my name is Sahar Abdulaziz, and the story that I'm going to share with you guys today is about my daughter. She's 10 years old now. And 5 years ago, she had a really bad seizure, and it took all her functions from her. So she can't walk or talk, and she can't, run around like she used to, and she don't communicate with us like she used to. And it's been really, really difficult for me as a mom. She's my third child, now you're 4, but as a mom, it's really difficult for me to watch her because I nurtured her from the very beginning, and I had so many hopes and dreams for her that don't seem as if they're going to happen. So I went to a really bad depression, and I laid on the couch for almost a year. I stopped going to work. I stopped connecting with the rest of my children, and I had a 6-month-old at the time as well, and I stopped breastfeeding him. I stopped connecting with him, and I just lost all sight of everything. I just felt like there wasn't anything left to live for. I had to really dig deep to figure out where I was going to go from there because I didn't feel like I wanted to go anywhere. I stopped praying. I'm obviously Muslim. I was born and raised Muslim, and my faith runs really deep. And I just felt like I did something wrong, so I was being punished. I was being selfish because I was no longer thinking about her and what she was going through and what she had to be feeling at 5. I can only imagine what she was thinking, what she was going through. So, I had to turn back to my Lord, and I had to ask, what do I need to do to get up and move forward, because I can't do it alone. It was obvious I couldn't do it alone. I wasn't even showering. I wasn't even cooking for my kids, and they were coming home needing help with homework, and I couldn't even do that for them. It was a really, really bad time. I felt like I was unworthy of praying and asking for help, and I was unworthy of, bowing down to God and asking for the assistance that I needed, but I knew that it was only going to come from Him. So I, got myself out of that funk just by pure, just inner will. It's not going to happen if I don't get up and do it. So I got up and I started praying and I started asking for assistance, and gradually things started coming back together for my mental. I suffer from mental illness as well. So all of that in correlation with all the things that were going on with my child, it just was, really, really bad. So I started reaching out for therapy, and I went and got on medication for the illness that I suffer from. And, it's always the stigma with medication. Oh, don't get on it, it don't help, it does this, it does that, but it helped me. And that's what I needed. Prayer, just getting my mental together. I started exercising. Obviously, I stopped a little bit. But I started doing all those things that were going to benefit me and my children. And I started to get counseling with my children as well, because not only was I suffering from a traumatic event, they were as well, and I had dropped the ball on them. So I needed to pick it back up and figure out what needed to be done. And in the process, I noticed that my daughter, who I say couldn't do all these things anymore, she started smiling again. She started like recognizing me when I walked in the door, and she would get all excited, I would get excited, and she would laugh. I could hear her voice that I can no longer hear, you know, because she's not speaking in words anymore, but I hear her voice through that laughter. And, you know, she's sitting up on her own. She's still tube fed, but she eats soft solids now, you know what I mean? So where the doctor said take her home, make her comfortable, she wasn't going to survive, they didn't know what they were talking about. She is surviving, and it's by God's power that she's surviving. So, and she's getting better. She may not be, like I was telling Alexa, she may not be the child that I remember, but she's still my child, and she's still here, and she's going to be good, and I'm going to be good.
That's awesome.
So I'm take care of the rest of my children as well.
Beautiful. You may start.
Hi, my name is Nina Marie Knight.
Dr. Nina.
Dr. Nina Marie Knight.
All right.
So as I tell my story, I was trying to think of which story to tell, as we have many. And I'll begin with just the first line of the Langston Hughes poem, What Happened to a Dream Deferred. Remembering myself as a child sitting on a porch and playing school, and I knew then that a teacher was what I was supposed to be. Saw the light. However, the distraction came because understanding what you were supposed to be and then pursuing something totally different leaves you kind of in a state of chaos, which we know God is not the author of. So I'm pursuing computer, failing. I'm pursuing different things and I'm failing till I get to a point where me, who was academically strong, receives a letter in the mail saying that you are not invited back to school. And I'm like, whoa, this is saying I got kicked out of college. So that was like a mind blower for me. However, I now understand that you can't pursue, it's like success in the wrong thing is failure. And God had to get me to the place where I understood that this failure was to lead me to where I was supposed to be. So feeling discouraged, I had to get a job and file room, working until I had to decide to make an attempt to go back to school. Talked to my brother, and he was like, well, try Penn State. And I was like, well, I failed. No one's going to accept me after you fail. I got kicked out of a college. How am I going to be accepted? Long story short, Penn State accepted me. Yes. I went, got my bachelor's in science and urban education, turned around, got my master's from St. Joe's University in special education and a reading specialist. On the road, I decided to go and get my doctorate. While I was getting my in the process of getting my doctorate, one day I put my hand right here, found the lump, discovered it was breast cancer. Had to go through the journey of having my breast removed, chemo and radiation. But in that process, God enabled me to come out not only cancer-free, but with a doctorate. He is such an awesome God, and you guys are going to be blessed to be the first kind of hearers of it. God also kind of commissioned or commanded me to kind of tell the story. So I am also in the process of writing my story. So later, it's called. You will see a copy shortly in stores and on social media.
All right.
But so that's pretty much it. And I do also, it's not a part of my story, but me being assigned to children, understanding, and it just gives me a greater compassion, your story, and how we connect to try to understand our children as we're teaching them a little more, and to begin to show them mercies despite our frustrations, knowing what children go through. I don't know when they're home, what they're going through, and they come and they give us all of their emotions. And we who are not, as adults who are not trained, and we can't handle all of our emotions. We have these expectations for children that often are unreal. And I leave frustrated a lot, but your story reminds me to go back and do better to ensure that our children receive the best. So I thank you for your story as well. God bless.